Yo, what's up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. Technical difficulties. I had my work computer set up, and then when I switched back to my regular computer, for some reason the screen wouldn't turn on. So, but anyways, we're here. We're good. We're ready to rock. And thank you guys for being here. Again, sorry for being late. Yeah, tonight we are gonna do a little tour through my display cases. You can see behind me, and there's a couple more on the side over here. I just did a YouTube video not too long ago, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I kind of go through each shelf like pretty in depth. And yeah, so that's there if you want to go that route. This way, I kind of thought it would be a little funner, easier to see if there's anything anyone in particular would like to see. Then I can just kind of focus on that and talk about that if you guys have any questions about it. So please feel free to say hello in the chat if you're here live. If there's anything you would like to see in person or, in specific. Oh, I forgot to hit live on my Instagram. Oops. There we go. Okay, so now I think I'm live on Instagram too. That's fun. Sorry for anybody who missed it. Tonight we're doing a live walkthrough on my display case. Just so you guys know, anybody who is on the Instagram, I cannot see your comments because this is going through StreamYards. So if you want to engage with the comment section and you want to ask me to see specific things, the better thing to do would be to go to YouTube and watch us on YouTube, because all of the comments that I get on a YouTube live, I can see, but everything on the Instagram live, I can't see. I mean, I can see it if I go to Instagram, but the problem is I'm using my phone as my second camera for this tour, so I can't really do that. So if you are on Instagram and you'd like to watch this, if you'd like to see any of my shelves in particular, or ask any questions in particular, YouTube is the place to be. So yeah, so anyways, if you guys are here, please do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And I'd say hit the bell, but honestly, I don't do enough stuff to really worry about being notified about anything. So thank you guys for being here. And yeah, I'm not going to waste too much time just chatting. I did want to show something really cool that I got today, though. So my buddy Wes, Ethan Supley Customs, who runs Secret Santa with me, made a recommendation. He actually used this for a Secret Santa figure a few years ago. But essentially, what they are is they're these little magnetic LED lights. They're very cool. I'm gonna use one for my Secret Santa or my summer swap this year that I'm doing. I can't say what it is, but so yeah. So it's like a little LED, and it comes with a tiny little battery, and then you put the battery in, and then you have this tiny LED light that is activated with a magnet. Oh, why is it not working? Did I put it in backwards? Oh, well, that wasn't that exciting, eh? Let's try this again. I did put it in right, I think. Thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Let's try this one. No, that one doesn't work. Okay. I have to make sure I show you guys now because it would be pretty lame if I didn't. So yeah, I can't even remember what colors I bought, but I bought them in a bunch of different colors. I bought like some white ones that I could like kind of color myself using some clear varnishes. I bought some pink ones. I bought some red ones. I bought some blue ones. So yeah, so there you go. Battery in. Oh, you can't really see it on there, but red light. It's pretty cool. And then to shut it off, you just put the magnet to it. Magnet on, magnet off. So yeah, so these are kind of limited in what you can do because you do have to get them into the body. And then if you want to be able to use them forever, you do have to have access to it to be able to switch the battery out. So that part, I'm not quite sure about if I can make that work or not, but so yeah. And I can't say what exactly I'm using it for, but Bill Higa says, one of the few who makes my collection look tiny. How's it going, Bill? What are you doing, man? So can't wait to add my first Matchu customs to Higa's Horde. Okay, now you have me curious. Where can I see your collection? If you have me on Instagram, can you message me and send me that? Because I would like to see it. If this makes yours look tiny, then yeah, I'd love to see what you got, because usually people who would say that wouldn't say that. Okay, there's enough of you guys here. Let's stop wasting time. Does anybody have any requests on, I'm just gonna add this other camera in here. I have to figure out how to camera. How do I switch settings? There we go. Front, back. There we go. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. You guys tell me where you want me to go, and that's where we'll start. So the doors are all shut right now. I don't want to open them all because it gets too hard to move around in here. But I have Mattel, WWE, I have Hasbro Power Rangers, I have Hasbro, well, not all Hasbro, but Star Wars. I have like a little section of like Gargoyles and MCU stuff. Oh, something's falling in my fridge. I have some Spider-Man. This is all Spider-Man, so Spider-Verse. I have 2 sets of like villain shelves. I have Spider-Man animated series along with X-Men animated series, and then I have 2 full bookcases of X-Men. This is like my X-villains with Sentinel kind of passing through. This is a little scarce because I'm working on something right now that's supposed to be in it, but that's like a Miscellaneous X-Men. That's Wolverine, Deadpool. I have a video game shelf, which I haven't posted on Instagram yet. Probably be the last one. This is the one I posted on Sunday. That's Giant Size X-Men and a bunch of other stuff. And my 90s X-Men, and then my AOA and Gen X. And then last but not least, this stuff hasn't been posted either, but this is all my Turtles stuff. So I got Neca Toon Turtles, 2 shelves, and then I have movie figures as well. And then just like a random shelf for just miscellaneous Turtles. So let's see what the chat's saying. Sorry for the wiggles here. Bill, yeah, I saw that you messaged me. Thanks, Bill. Okay, I'm just gonna start with something that I haven't shown off yet, which is all this NECA stuff. So yeah, I haven't. This is going to be like the last section I kind of show off, I think. So this is all my NECA Ninja Turtles stuff. This is all my movie stuff. So this is like the NECA the first two Ninja Turtles movies. I also have like that Crocker in there from Fury Planet, just because I feel like he's a passable movie style Leatherhead, and I think he looks cool, and I wanted it, so that's how I rationalized it in my head. And then with this shelf, I also do like just a bunch of like 80s and 90s. Oh, Robocop fell. That's no good. Let's I don't want to have to figure that out yet. Let me just take him out for now, because if I have an avalanche on screen, I'm probably going to lose it. So I don't want that. Yeah, so this is like my 80s and 90s kind of just random NECA stuff and Super 7, like the He-Man movie stuff is Super 7 Ultimate figures from back in the day. And then I have these Mezco Ghostbusters figures, which are okay. I don't love them, to be honest. I'm not a big Mezco fan, and those figures are very frustrating to handle. But yeah, this elf figure is super cool. A little big, technically, if he's in scale here, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't know if you guys follow Turtles at all, but I'm a huge Turtles fan, and yeah, I'm happy to say this shelf is like mostly completed, really, outside of like Tatsu, and you know, I'd probably grab a Professor Perry if I could get just one of them and not have to buy a 2-pack of him. But yeah. Then after that, we have like Toon Turtles. So I have 2 full shelves of Toon Turtles. Also, just so you guys know, I am stepped away from my computer. So if you are asking for any requests, I'll check it as soon as I get through these 2 shelves here. Actually, let's just see if anyone's got anything here. Getting Mezco Turtles. Sorry. Daniel Gonzalez says, getting Mezco Turtles. You know, I really badly want them. They're beautiful, but I just don't have. Like, for me, it's like $700 Canadian. And, like, I just can't justify. I want them so badly. And one day I will own them. They'll be a grail piece for me, but I can't do it at that price, especially right now. I got a kid coming, and, you know, we just moved to a bigger house, so I'm trying to, like, keep my spending a little tighter as it is, you know. But yeah, I'd love to. I really want them. They're beyond appealing, but yeah, I just can't. I can't pull the trigger. I can't do it. I had them though. I actually paid for them and everything. And when we bought the new house, I canceled it and got my money back because I was just like, nah. But see, in retrospect, it would have been smart to save them and sell them, and I could have made a few $100 on them. But yeah, the thing is, if I got them in hand, I probably wouldn't have got rid of them. So yeah, so the thing I like about these NECA Toon Turtles, I love this line, but yeah, I'm at the point where this collection is mostly complete as well. I love all the like little details and the little accessories they come with. I always have fun using them, like the little Mousers and the different versions of the turtles in like different forms, right? There's like the little like mouse, rat, whatever, Raphael or Michelangelo, all like the pizza monsters, and yeah, like the battle damaged Mousers. Plus, I like the roadkill Rodneys that have like the alternate heads that you can put Raph's size into. Very cool. You saw Egypt was an awesome figure. And then yeah, Rat King. I was trying to do a bunch of different stuff with the rats, but I ran out of space. But Rad Toyologist posted this picture a long time ago. It sticks with me all the time when I think of Rat King. And it's just like him covered in all these different rat figures, and it's fucking amazing. Yeah, I love this collection. Oh, some of these foot soldiers too. Like we got some of the battle damaged ones. This one's kind of slashed in the middle, so I just put an electrical effect around him. And then this one has like some hole in his chest, so I just stuck some ninja stars out of him. And then this guy down here, which is like the Donnie kind of kicking him, I used the effect from a Power Rangers Putty Patrol, and his arm was broken off. Because whatever, it just was. It's an old figure. So yeah, so I ended up just using it as if like it had like he's like battle damage. So I made it so like it's all electrified and shit. But trying to make the best of it. But yeah, and then the shelf underneath. There's some cool stuff on these shelves as well. Aside from all the little stuff up front, we got turtles. Cool. Roadkill Rodney's coming out of the ground. Yeah, very awesome. Yeah, they're just such cool figures, man. There's some cool stuff in here. So this Earthworm Jim here is done by Ace Outlaw Customs. Got it in a Secret Santa one year, and it's fucking really amazing. It's super clean, honestly. It moves so fluidly too. I don't understand it, but it's fucking amazing. And then I got this cool The Tick, made by Neca's own Trevor Zammit. He made it for me for Secret Santa. Also one year I had him quite a few years ago now, but yeah, still a treasure because he got it painted in their factory and everything, so it kind of has like the similar paints like the NECA figures. So just gonna check really quick and see. Oh, there's some questions. Sorry guys, I can't. I'll try to keep my thing still here. That guy, X-Men. Okay, I'll go over there after I get this last turtle shelf here. Daniel says, is that the premium DNA Earthworm Jam? No, that's a custom. I think I just said that. So Tong Wong, nice collection. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, we'll move over to X-Men next. That guy, is there any particular section of X-Men you'd like to see? I have 2 shelves. Let me know. If not, I'll just start with my favorite. Yeah, this is kind of just like my miscellaneous turtle shelf. So this is like where, if I do eventually get the Mezcos, this is where they'll go. It's just a spot to kind of put just extra figures that I have. And like, again, like, you know, I'm not a huge, I never read the comic. So the Mirage Turtles only stood out to me because I thought they looked cool. And then once I got them, I was like, man, these are fucking amazing. So yeah, couldn't not have them in there. But yeah, I have my Super 7 Turtles in here. I will eventually pick up a set of like retro, like the old figures from when I was a kid. Eventually, I probably will. Then I have my the first movie figures in here since I put my Secret of Views in the main display. And then my Last Ronin. So yeah. But yeah, eventually I will put like the new Punk Turtles that are coming up for Target Holothon. Those will go in here. My Mezco, if I ever get them, they'll go in here. I also want to get some more Super 7 stuff. I want all the musician turtles, so Punk, Donnie, Rocker, Leo, and Rappin' Mikey, and all those guys. I want those. I also want the Donatello basketball player Donatello, because that was like one of my favorite toys as a kid. So anyways, that's my NECA Turtle stuff. Let's see if that guy has responded yet to see what he wants to see. So yeah, it could be any of this stuff or any of that stuff. All 90s is my favorite. Okay, we're starting at 90s. Sutang Wong says, do you have a shelf of only your customs? I do not, no. A lot of my customs have been replaced, honestly. There are like sections in my displays that are like all customs, like this team up here is like the all new X-Men from the Marvel Now run because they never made them, so they're all my customs. Like the whole shelf isn't all my customs, right? They're like really the only ones in a few of the custom on that shelf that are custom. So, but yeah, there's a lot of customs in this shelf, particularly this one here. There's lots. But yeah, since you wanted to say 90s, that guy, let's start with 90s. So yeah, this is my 90s X-Men display. And yeah, as you can see, all are accounted for. I'm only really missing, you know, from this display, only thing I would probably still add in is like a Cecilia Reyes, which I know is later 90s, a Val Cooper for X Factor, Phoenix, Kylun, Gidget from Excalibur. But yeah, so it kind of starts on this side, and we have our X Factor stuff, so Havoc and Polaris, Strong Guy, and all them. There is a custom Wolfsbane in there by my buddy Pim Particles. And there is also a custom Quicksilver by myself. And then they got some Can of Beans effects on Havoc and Polaris. And then above them, we have Excalibur. There's a custom Cerise in the background. And then I also, oh no, sorry. That's all there's for. I used to have that that Nightcrawler used to be a custom too, but not anymore. Then I have my X-Men Gold team, blue team, kind of intermingled, but yeah. So up front, I have this like concept X-23 that I made a couple years back, or maybe like 5 years ago now. Basically, I just did like a what if Laura was on the Gold team in the 90s kind of thing. Like, what if Laura was like their Wolverine? So yeah, so I did like kind of like a 90s costume, just made it up myself, and yeah, I like doing that. I did that with a Spider-Man at one point too. And then I did this custom Professor Xavier in his Savage Land gear. Bishop is just a head swap onto the new X-Men 97. Iceman, he's got some parts from the Marvel Select Iceman, both his ice spear hand there and his, I don't know if you can see it, his ice sled, but the sled's also in there. So lots of Mafex in here too. Jean, Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine, Gambit, all Mafex. I have a custom head on Rogue. Oops. It's just a Polaris head I painted, but it's good. Oh, Psylocke's on Mafex as well. And again, lots of Can of Beans stuff. Jubilee's got Can of Beans effects. Professor does. Then there's a custom domino there up front. That was done by my friend TXT Customs with my X-Force team here. Richter's got some Can of Beam effects. Feral is a custom done by my friend Bradley Coffey. And Siren has a custom head that I did. Sunspot has Can of Beams effects. So yeah, that's my 90s. This is like my bread. This is like, these are my favorite depictions of these characters, like costume wise. Like, you know, I love the looks of all these 90s looks. I don't think anything beats the 90s looks for me. They're my favorite. You know, there may be a couple exceptions to the rule, but honestly, probably not. These are what I always think of. Not necessarily the stories that I love from the comics. I mean, I love the animated series, but yeah, definitely prefer the older stories. But these are definitely the looks that I love. Since keeping it in the 90s, let's go down to Age of Apocalypse stuff. Just going to quickly answer some of these. That guy saw those movie turtles randomly pop up at Walmart years later. Yes, they did. Walmart's kind of been where they've been going with the NECA turtles, the movie turtles. So yeah. Are those shelves custom? No, these are just Billy bookcases from IKEA. That one has an extender on it, and then I replaced all the wooden shelves for glass. The lights are custom. The lights are custom LEDs, but yeah, the actual bookcases themselves are just IKEA bookshelves. I like them because they're consistent, and I've used them all forever, and I like what I can get on a shelf. So yeah. That guy says that one is 90s, totally awesome, rad display. Thank you, man. Yeah, I love it. I should count. I actually counted each shelf as I set them up. So like I kind of know how much is on each shelf, but I didn't add them all up in the end. I should do that. I'll do that and report back. So, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna dive into these Age of Apocalypse stuff now. Like I said, if anybody's just joining us, wants to see anything specific, please just speak up, and I will kind of get over to the spot you want me to check out. The idea of this was more so you guys could kind of tell me if there's anything specific you wanted to see. So yeah, so this is Age of Apocalypse and Generation X. So far we've only got for Generation X Monet and Chamber, but I ended up buying a couple extra Monets. I made a Jubilee and a Husk as well, using that body. And then for Secret Santa last year, I got M-Plate, which is in the back. That's like one of the main Generation X villains, along with DOA as a little sidekick there. That's made by Face Customs. And then the year before, I got this Generation X Emma Frost, which was made by Blueberry Customs, Daryl Turner. So, and then Penance was made by my friend Pin Particles, again, as a secret swap we did with one another. So, And then, yeah, again, lots of customs on this AOA shelf because AOA is like one of my favorite like looks for characters. Like one of my favorite kind of like side stories. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to fill in that I wasn't really willing to wait for Hasbro to do. So this Havoc here is a custom that I did. It's super basic, but actually it's one of my favorites that I've probably ever done. I just super clean, and yeah, I guess it makes it easy when it's just a black jumpsuit, but yeah, I like it a lot. Then this Gambit's another one that I did. I'm pretty happy with. As we get up to, there's a custom Mystique in the back there. And that was done by my friend Famous Jay. It was one of the secret swaps I got. He got me in, I think it was a summer swap maybe. I can't remember. And then, yeah, there's this AOA Storm that was done by Morning Wolf. There's this AOA Banshee that I did, which I fucking love. And then there's this AOA Dazzler that I did, and an AOA Quicksilver that I did as well. So yeah, so lots of custom pieces in this one. And again, you know, lots of effects pieces and stuff too. There's more Can of Beans stuff. Gene's got a Can of Beans one. Legion has one on the back of him. But yeah, I really like these. So these guys I ended up giving full repaints. The gold is pretty comparable to what it was prior, but the burgundies are like pretty different. So gave them some like black shading, and yeah, I like it. I wish I could show you guys, get a better close-up of Husks. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Nope. My camera will not allow it. Yeah, Husks' arms are all ripped up like her skin. It's pretty cool. I like it. I don't like the face I used, but I like everything else. So yeah, I love this shelf. I have it. I'm hoping that before I have to take my break when I have my kid here, I'm hoping to get Nightcrawler and Bishop, and I want to do a new Cyclops because I love Cyclops in the AOA, but I fucking hate that figure. So I'm planning on upgrading him. So I think I'm hoping to get Cyclops, Bishop, and Nightcrawler done before I kind of take my sabbatical. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Bill says we need a Sinister. I couldn't agree more. He's a big gap in my he's important. You know, but for me, the biggest thing is like there's no parts out there that will work to give me like even just a good base body to start with. So that's why I haven't done them yet, because I'm just kind of waiting for there to be like the right pieces for me to be like, okay, at least this will do like most of the work or half the work for me. But right now it's just way too much work. Yeah, Tusk would be cool. I did a Tusk custom one time, and it was fucking fun, man. It was a really fun one. Need some Caprice on a 90s pop punk after that 90s display. Yeah, I just went and saw Alkaline Trio. I guess they're not super pop punky, but yeah, I went and saw Alkaline Trio last night. They were fucking fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Just for anybody who might be watching on Instagram, let me just pop over and see if there's comments there. I'm assuming there probably is. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, anybody who is watching on Instagram, if you guys care to ask any questions, I can't see them in the chat on Instagram, but I can see them on YouTube. So if you go over to my stories, go and get the link for YouTube, you can ask your questions and I'll answer them. Or if you want to see anything specific, I'll show you. So yeah, this is like my Miscellaneous X-Men shelf, one of my Miscellaneous X-Men shelves. It is, hang on, let me fix this camera, it's kind of weird. So yeah, it's kind of like 3 teams. So I have my giant size or 3 eras. Giant size X-Men, and then I have my strike team from issue 275. And then I have like my Marvel Now era, which is like made up of 2 teams, which is Uncanny X-Men in the front and then all new X-Men in the back. So the Uncanny X-Men, these are all official figures except Magneto. That was a custom done by my friend Ethan Sukli Customs. He did it for Secret Santa one year, I believe, for me. And then Cyclops, it was like one of the first things I ever customized, but like it's just I just basically like dry brushed some like red over his black, because in the comics he kind of was drawn with this like red hue on him. So sometimes it was just black, but yeah, I was trying to like kind of simulate that, and yeah, just trying to upgrade that figure because I fucking hate that body, that Bucky Cat body. And then back here is all customs. These are all my all new X-Men. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, in this era, Cyclops kind of was like a bad guy, or kind of on his way to being kind of like a pretty terrible guy. This was after he had killed Xavier. Spoilers for a 10-year-old book, but yeah. So like Beast decides to bring back the original 5 X-Men out of the past. So he goes back in time, brings them to the modern day, and then they get integrated into like that team. So it's like basically like the 16-year-old version of the X-Men living with like this version, like the most modern version at the time. And the idea was that Beast was hoping that they could kind of convince Cyclops to kind of like change his ways. And yeah, spoiler alert, it didn't work. And yeah, but they eventually added Laura X-23 to their group and became a 6-piece. And then they got these costumes, which on paper I should fucking despise, because I really don't like modern costumes. Something about these, I don't know what it is. I think it's like the Skittles colors, where they're all just like a different color scheme, and it's not even like they're consistently design wise, right? Like they're not consistent. They all have different designs. None of them are the same. It's weird, but yeah, I like it for some reason. So yeah, so those are all customs that I did. And then I'm so happy Hasbro did this whole team in just one shot for us, which is awesome. We got the whole 275 strike team. I did add a wired leather jacket to Gambit. But yeah, I was so happy when I found out they were doing. As soon as we got Wolverine, I was happy because I used to be obsessed with this Wolverine toy when I was a kid. And then when they revealed they were doing the 2 3-packs, I was just like, this is awesome. Get it all done in one shot. I love it. And then my favorite era of storytelling for X-Men is definitely the giant size X-Men, the John Byrne and the 70s and 80s, really. The Claremont era, really, I would say, is the stuff, the best stories in my opinion. So, but yeah, added Dazzler in there just because it made sense with the Pride of the X, or the video game, the arcade game, since she goes with all the same looks. So, and then yeah, X-Men Legends on Instagram made this cool little Banff sign for me, so I just threw it on a Tamashii Nations effect, and there's my Banff for Nightcrawler. Yeah, so that's another shelf. I'm gonna just see if anybody wants to switch gears here. That guy said, made my own X-Men display with some customs, but 3.5-inch Marvel Universe scale to save space. Awesome. I never got into Marvel Universe figures, but I feel like I would have liked them. So, Bill says Team X Voltron. Is you're referencing this, yeah? Because of the colors and the shapes and shit? Whatever their inspiration was, I don't know, yeah. Wow, hard you are fighting not to saw to my X-Men. Oh, how. Okay, there's more X-Men still. There is a shelf of, I guess before I shut this door, I'll just do this shelf. So yeah, this is my like comic book shelf. This is kind of like a new shelf for me. I've always collected Street Fighter for like quite a few years now. But yeah, I kind of decided with Mega Man coming in soon too from Jada. I don't know how long they'll last, but even if I get a couple waves, 3 or 4 waves, it'll give me a little display. And then with the Battletoads coming in, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video game shelf. So, because I always kind of wanted to have a Link on my shelf. And then I also wanted a Mario and Luigi. And then they made this Bowser for the movie that like you can put water in and he like vapor smokes out of his mouth. And I was like, that's cool. Then I saw this Kirby and I was like, okay, I need that Kirby because he's like magnetic. So all of his like limbs and shit like move. I don't want anything to fall. So I'm not going to do it. But yeah, his limbs just connect to his body and they're just magnets. So they're smooth. So they just roll around his body. It's really, really cool. So, but yeah, I love these Jada Mega Man figures. This Rush is from D Arts. but I much prefer the Jada to the D Arts figure. So Spider-Man, Iceman, and then Dr. Wily is from I think Jack specifically. And yeah, like I said, these Battletoads are just fucking crazy cool. And then yeah, Street Fighter, I love it. I am slowly siphoning away my SHF for Jada. I much prefer the aesthetic of Jada. I like that the looks are unquestionably Street Fighter 2. You know, a lot of these SH figure art ones are like, you know, different, like later, like this Ken, right? Like his, that doesn't really match his sprite from Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is my jam, so yeah, so I want to collect that, right? So I'll be selling off my SHF slowly. Do have some customs in here. This Dalsim is done by my buddy Andrew. He's a local friend. We did a swap together. And yeah, he fucking did a great job. But I am buying the new Jada one. I am still keeping this on the display, but I'm going to be swapping him out in the display case for Jada. Like I said, I'm going for the Street Fighter 2 look. And then this Balrog is done by my buddy Draven. He kind of did like a animation style paint job on it, which I think he pulled off really, really well. And he gave me like 5 head sculpts for him. It's fucking nuts. It's awesome. It's a very cool figure. He did a really, really good job. So, but yeah, Fei Long up in the back. Yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, the next wave is kind of nothing for me because all it is replacing Dalsim and Bison in my display, really. Like, which again, like I already have, so it's, you know. And then the next one will be more exciting because the next one is only replacing Canny, and then I'll be getting Guile and DJ. So it'll be nice to add some new faces to that display. But yeah, that's my video game shelf, which is new-ish. These doors are open. It's fucking hot in here. Okay, more X-Men. Let me just see what everyone's thinking here. If anyone wants me to shift here. Daniel says Spideys. Okay, let's switch to Spideys for a minute. Let's do Spideys. Sutang says, "Is that Jada Bison?" That is an SH Figure Arts Bison, actually. Haven't gotten Jada yet. I probably won't get it until the summer because I'm in Canada, so we don't get them here. So, okay, we'll come back to X-Men. We're going to take a look at some Spider-Man stuff. So yeah, more stuff that I really love. Spider-Man, as you can see, is a pretty important shelf to me as well. He gets quite a lot of space. I do have some stuff that's coming in that I need to make room for. So this week I get Tombstone and Spider Shot. Excuse me while I take a sip. And then next week I get Scarlet Spider, Last Stand Spider-Man, and someone else. I'm gonna open the door. It's fucking hot in here. Actually, I should. Never mind. Yeah. So there's stuff coming. I need to make change. Oh, Jack-o'-lantern too. And then I also have down here. Oh, don't do that. Stop. I also have Justice and the Sentinel Spider-Man Noir, which will make their way into this shelf for Justice in the back with the New Warriors. And Spider-Man Noir will replace that guy up there. So let's start with Spider-Verse. This shelf is the first Spider-Man shelf I did, and like I loved it when I finished it, and now I fucking hate it. Like I just see so many gaps in it. So when I add Spider Shot, Last Stand, and Sentinel Spider-Man Noir in, I'm gonna adjust a bunch of it. I like the poses, they're just not like, I look at this and I like see like space, kind of gappy. I don't know. It frustrates me. And then I see other stuff and it's like, yeah, it's just, it needs to be spread out. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I kind of got, like a little like into the Spider-Verse kind of section here. I really love the Sentinel stuff, but I won't lie, I don't love the Sentinel Spider-Man Noir. It's better than the Legends one, but I don't love it. I don't love that segmented jacket. It drives me bonkers. So, but yeah, So mostly import stuff here. I didn't end up getting an import Spider-Man 2099. I didn't end up ordering the figure art Spider-Punk, even though I do like both of them. I'm just trying to be smarter with my purchases. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to let it ride. Maybe one day if I have extra money kicking around, but I don't know if that's a thing when you have kids. So yeah, even this like old Scarlet Spider, I want to put him up in the corner because I have my Mafex one up there, and I'm like, why is the Mafex one hidden away up there? That guy should be up there because he's old and janky. So put a little Stan Lee head on one of the Spider-Mans just to shake it up a little bit. It's a cool pose. This MJ is just like a kit bash of like the MJ that came in the 2-pack with the all new, all different Spider-Man, and I gave her some White Rabbit jacket and arms. So just changed it up a little bit. I almost ordered the Mafex Spider-Man 2099 this weekend, and I was like, no, it's got to be good. So I didn't. But I did want to. I hope we get a new Superior Spider-Man soon, maybe with the Waldos. Yeah, I'd love that. Maybe on an updated body, that'd be great. Same with this black suit Spider-Man. It's the Mafex one. I wanted to make sure that the Mafex one had his bottoms of his feet showing, because I really like that they did the blue on the bottom, paying attention to source material. So yeah, I was like, yeah, can't not feature that prominently. So yeah, that's my Spider-Verse shelf. And like I said, I don't hate it. I just see a lot of room for improvement. So once I add these next figures in the next couple weeks, it's gonna look a lot better. This is these are two of my like Spider-Man villains shelves. Friends and foes, I call it, of Spider-Man. And then like they're kind of like lightly categorized. So this shelf here is like classic villains and like street level heroes and like street level thugs. So yeah, so the classic stuff, you know, you have like your more classic looking, I mean, I guess not super classic looking, but yeah, so like Sinister Six kind of thing, right? Got Venom in there and some Rhino. I ended up buying a knockoff Juggernaut just to see how it was, and he went in this Spider-Man display. Had to do the classic lizard head. I always love the classic lizard head, but when I only had one of these in my display, I was like, I have to use the proper head because it's how lizard's supposed to look in my mind. But I feel like this classic lizard head is executed so fucking perfectly. So these are customs. Spot was a quick and easy custom that I did just because it was on that Zero body that was already white, so I didn't have to do any paint rubbing or paint prep. And then Black Cat is an older custom I did. Updated her neck articulation, gave her a repaint. And then this Electro is also a custom that my buddy New Collector did as a swap that we did one year. Very cool. I painted the mouth on Scorpion because it wasn't painted. I know that it's not supposed to be painted, but I prefer that look. So this is a custom import style Daredevil that I did on a V-Toys body. I really like it a lot. It moves very well. And then yeah, like a wired cape on Moon Knight. But yeah, everything else is just pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, this is kind of like my street level / classic shit, which is fun. And before we get to the next one, let me just check these chats and see what's up. Bill, sorry. Daniel says, got spider shot today. How do you like him? Is his legs hindered with those weird, like, jolting out legs, those thighs? They don't sit nicely. Bill says, love that spider sense on Peter. Yeah, that is, that's Can of Beans. they've got a few different variations of it, but yeah, I also have one down here, but it broke finally. It was like one of the first ones I got. I still have the piece. I have to just glue it back, but yeah, they're awesome. You just attach them with glue tack on the back, just a little dot, and it works fucking. It's awesome. They're great. I really like them. So yeah. Bill said, "Wish the raised mask head had his fangs showing like the Mezco." Yeah, me too. That would be nice. I would love that. You're talking about Into the Spider-Verse 99, right? Bill says spot. That guy says Cardiac is custom. Yeah, Cardiac is a custom, again, done by New Collector. There's lots of stuff by New Collector in here. We've traded so many customs over the years. But yeah, one of my favorites he's done. I think Electro is still my favorite he's done, but yeah, Cardiac's definitely up there. So, Sue Tang says, "Got to run. Great collection. Can't wait to see more of your customs." Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Bill says Cardiac, and then he says the new Scarlet is almost perfection. Yeah, it looks really good. Looks very promising. I'm eager to get it in hand. So yeah, my new Scarlet Spider is actually going to go in this display because this is kind of my like 90s / modern kind of shelf. So yeah, I got like the 90s at the beginning and then the modern towards the end. So yeah, so it starts with kind of Life Foundation and Maximum Carnage stuff. So a bunch of symbiotes and then just, all the relevant parties. That Shriek is a custom. I know it's not the right look for her for Maximum Carnage, but I love it. It's done by my friend Pim Particles, Robert. It's actually the first custom he ever did for me. I got it in a Secret Santa. It's awesome. And then there's a custom doppelganger that me and Pounds did, 978 Customs. Does all those Spider-Man customs. It's fucking amazing. I built them and he painted them, and the paint job is literally perfection. So yeah, it's really, really good. And then see along the back you got some new Warriors. That's where Justice is gonna go. In front of them, we have that Smythe custom, which was on my animated series shelf, but once we got the official one, I just moved them over here. I will eventually update the head and do a more modern or a more 90s comic book look for him. This one's kind of more based on the animated series, kind of with that mullet. So eventually I will. And then, yeah, Cardiac, a custom. It's really good. He did a great job. Hobgoblin's got a Toy Biz cape and head on it. Lizard has a Marvel Select head on it, which was just literally pop and play. I didn't even have to heat it up. It was awesome. Scream is a custom with the stock head. So the head that came with Scream is I kept that, but the body was done by my friend TXT Customs. That was the first swap me and him ever did a long time ago. And then Venom is a custom as well. I did this Venom quite some time ago. Really happy with that Bagley inspired head sculpt, which I made. Really happy with it. It's not quite accurate, but I like it. I'm happy enough with it. And then, yeah, we have more modern stuff. So, like, your Superior Foes of Spider-Man. I'm going to put my suited Tombstone in there with those guys as well. And then, yeah, like I said, just more modern Armadillo, Mr. Negative, all those guys, right? So, yeah, so you can see there's, like, sprinkled in good guys and bad guys. But, yeah, on this shelf, I'll be putting, like I said, Tombstone with the modern stuff. And then... Scarlet Spider, I think I'm going to move him over here and move Cardiac over here and then have Scarlet Spider like hopping over Lizard's back, I think is what I'm going to do. So, yeah, I like it. And then my last of my Spider-Man stuff is my animated series shelf, which I don't have enough for a full shelf, so it shares room with like some comic Avengers and animated X-Men. So yeah, so for Spider-Man, again, there's a couple customs in here. Actually, just one custom, I think, which is Morbius in the back there, done by Zig Customs. The head sculpt is so much better than the Hasbro Marvel Legends one they showed off, so I actually skipped that set, because, which is not like me to do, but honestly, this head sculpt is so much better. So much better. So I feel like that Morbius was very uninspired, to be honest. But yeah, that's the only custom I have in here, actually. It's just Morbius. He's got his plasma suckers on his hands, too. But yeah, so this is just like animated series stuff, right? I did do a brown Gundam marker on Shocker to fill in his patterns on his suit. And yeah, other than that, this is my animated series. I love Spider-Man, the animated series. All the love that X-Men 97 is getting. I'd love to see Spider-Man 97 happen. That'd be pretty cool. This is just Comic Avengers. Again, like, you know, if I ever need space, this will be the first to go. I have no attachment to Comic Avengers. I only am keeping it because I think the Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain America figures are really cool. So if it wasn't for them, these would not be on this shelf. But yeah, so this is just filler, essentially. I like my shelves to be fuller if possible. And then finally, this is my X-Men animated series team. Not 97, although I did use Magneto and Rogue and Gambit from the X-Men 97 waves, but the other ones are the VHS ones. And yeah, this is good enough, right? Again, this is just because I swapped out most of my Marvel Legends X-Men, like 90s X-Men with Mafex. I wanted to have them in both Mafex and Legends. So this is basically like my excuse to have like a Legends version of the team as well. Because X-Men, the animated series, is like beyond important to me. So yeah. Did you guys watch X-Men 97? I fucking loved it. It was so goddamn good. Yeah, so that's my Spider-Man displays. All right, we'll go back to X-Men unless somebody else has a request, and then I'll just keep moving down the list. Let's see what everyone else is saying here. Sweeting says that Scream and Shriek are sick. Yeah, I like both of them. They're both so well done. Shriek is the first figure I ever got from somebody that made me like re-question like customizing and like trying to step it to a new level, because like, yeah, it's perfectly executed. What up, DK? How's it going, man? How are you this fine Monday evening? That guy said, all those amazing customs from your friends remind me I need better friends. Yeah, I do. I used to do it more, but I just don't have time. I used to do a ton of secret swaps where I would just swap with friends, and I'd make a list out for them, they'd make one for me, and then we would just pick a figure, and away we go. Thank you. Thanks, DK. Appreciate it. Bill says, gonna need to make some room on a Spidey animated shelf. Also, it'd be Spidey 98. Yes, true. To me, my 90s X-Men. Fucking A. Okay, let's do this other X-Men shelf. And then we'll move over to the more boring stuff. Then everyone can kind of trickle out of here if they want. I know Spider-Man or Star Wars and Power Rangers and WWE is not too exciting. So this is Wolverine is my favorite character. So this is my Wolverine and Deadpool shelf. Basically anything that is Wolverine Deadpool related is where it lives. So Wolverine's my favorite character. If I had to pick one comic book character to say is my absolute favorite, the answer would be Wolverine. Deadpool is not even in like my top 20 favorite characters, but he's like the most fun to like pose, particularly in a setting like this where you're just like trying to have fun with it. Like anything you do with Deadpool, like make him a pirate or make him a Jedi or make him riding a velociraptor or anything, nothing seems like weird because it's all kind of on the table with that character, right? So that's honestly, that's why I like Deadpool. I enjoy Deadpool for that very reason. I just like that you could do anything with them and it's just like, it's not in any way weird at all. So yeah, this has been the center point of my Deadpool Wolverine shelf for the last like 5 years, probably since I started it. Was the Matrix Wolverine or Deadpool, arm around him, pointing at Wolverine, Wolverine looking unimpressed. But yeah, we got the movie guys there. We got Netflix and chill. Wade. We got the Dogpool and Deadpool on the scooter jumping through the air. And then this Deadpool has stolen my Toy Biz Wolverine from the 90s. This is a Joker Deadpool that my buddy New Collector did for me in one of our swaps. Pretty fun. I told him he could just make any Deadpool for me, and he's a big DC guy, so he did that, which I thought was fun. Jedi Deadpool is something I put together using some knockoff Deadpool parts, the knockoff Mafex Deadpool, and SH Figure Arts Obi-Wan Kenobi figure I had lost some parts from it, so I wasn't able to sell it for even cheap, and I just kit bashed it together. So my man Jurassic Jesse over at the Collection Nexus sent me this Velociraptor a long time ago, and he resides with Deadpool now. And then in the back there, I have my Enema of the State Blink-182 album cover Deadpool of him holding the blue glove or pulling it onto his hand. I did that for Toying Around's an album cover hashtag photo contest last year. It was pretty fun. So I had to like recreate an album cover using action figures. So, and then yeah, Wolverine. So like I said, there's lots of different Wolverines. Some are more exciting than others. Back there is the first movie figure I ever customized. I think that was custom number 10 in the lineup. That's Days of Future Past Wolverine. Look at those wimpy ass claws. Yeah, I got X-Men 97 holding his picture. I'm crying. I got this Dark Claw from Amalgam that was done by my buddy Devon Customs or Devon Art. He's D from Astonishing News and Reviews. Actually, they're probably on. No, they probably finished up recently. Oh, what did I do here? I knocked him over. Let's not fall over, Wolverine. There you go. I love this. I love this pose. And I love this X-Men 97 Wolverine. It's fucking money. But yeah, so Wolverine. I love him. So all these new 2-packs that are coming out, I'm here for it. I'm going to end up putting that Sabretooth and that Wolverine in here somewhere, along with Joe Fixit and Patch. When those come out, those will go in here as well. And then that new Marvel vs. Capcom cable that's coming out is going to be in here, and I'm going to have Deadpool riding on his back like a piggyback. Should be fun. So that's fun. This shelf is a little scarce because right now I am working on customs of the original X-Men. Oops, Gene has fallen over. But yeah, those are going to be original X-Men. Oh, let's see. Thanks, DK. DK says great job setting up your collection. Yeah, it takes a long time, but it's worth the work, honestly. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. The Sentinel that passes through the shelf. That's pretty fucking fun. That guy says Dark Claw, mic drop. Yep. Yeah, it's sick, man. Sutank says, I'm waiting on an MLE. Oh, that is. Thanks, DK. Appreciate it, man. Have a good sleep. Have a good night. That guy, only weird if you want it to be. Oh man, lots of this. That guy says the Neca Usagi robe can also double as a Jedi robe for Deadpool. Ah, that's a good idea. I have extra Jedi robes if I needed them. I just didn't want to cover up all his gizmos and stuff because it's kind of what makes him Deadpool-y, right? It's like I don't want him to just look like a Jedi. I want him to look like a Jedi where he's like, okay, it's time to add some pouches and fucking straps and shit to this shit. Sutang says, I'm waiting on a definitive ML Wolverine figure, much like the 12-inch Wolverine figure they made a while back that has retro Spidey's upper half articulation with diaphragm and ab crunch. Yes, I agree. Honestly, if this figure had that torso joint, it would be perfect. It's the only thing keeping it from not being perfect. I guess, and the fact that they didn't paint his arm hair is also annoying too. But yeah, if he had that double crunch, that double lab crunch, oh my god, that would be perfect. Because that thing is pretty fucking close otherwise. Hey, Bill, if you are looking for a good head sculpt for Darkclaw, Draven, my buddy Draven, he sells them and they're great. I have a copy of one. It makes me want to make a Darkclaw, but I don't really need to because I have an awesome one already, right? But it's fucking really good. You should check it out. It's really good. Okay. So yeah, so this is my Miscellaneous X-Men shelf 2. It's my shortest shelf, height-wise. It's only like 10 inches. Everything else is at least 12. But the reason why is because I had to get a couple extra inches to make this sentinel thing work. So yeah, so this shelf, it looks very empty because it is. They're all just kind of pulled up to the front of the display. I have quite a bit of room in here. Like if I really wanted to display this properly, I could probably fit another like 2 teams in here. Because like behind Polaris, there's like enough room for like 2 risers basically. So like I can essentially put like a whole other row in here. So this started off with just being like, I realized how close I was to having an Outback X-Men team. So I was like, oh, we'll just put them up. It's not a team that I like necessarily have a deep attachment to, but I had most of the figures already, so it just kind of worked. So, but yeah, so we're just missing Colossus and Psylocke and Gateway for that, and we can call that team a day, which is nice. In the middle here is going to be my original X-Men. So you can see I haven't started Beast or Iceman yet. That's going to be Iceman. That is not the Beast parts I'm using. He's just like a stand-in for now. But yeah, that will eventually get painted up and moved to original X Factor in the back. So that's just a retro Iceman. I just took the Marvel Select belt and just put it on him. It's not even fit on him very well, but I don't really care. It's in the back and I don't care. So, and then, yeah, so Beast will eventually move back there, and then we'll just be, and Angel will also go back there once I get that Angel figure. And then eventually, when I paint Beast, I'll paint Angel too and have them match Cyclops. I like the X logo, even though I think at that time, I don't know if Angel was Angel or Archangel, but I'm going to paint Angel with the red costume with the white X across his body. So yeah, just so it aesthetically kind of all matches. And then speaking of costumes, here's the black and gray Uncanny X-Men team or X-Force team. This was in the like 2012-ish to 2010 maybe. It's a Rick Remender run. This is where Cyclops put together a team of X-Men that basically are just like killers. Their mission is just to like eliminate the targets that Cyclops tells them to do. So yeah, so the main team was made up of, well, the second run was made up of Wolverine, Deadpool, Phantom X, Psylocke, and Angel or Archangel. Deathlock shows up for a bit, and so does Nightcrawler, which is just an AOA Nightcrawler pulled at a time. But yeah, so that AOA Nightcrawler, Uncanny X-Force AOA Nightcrawler is done by Artman Customs, Nico Hodge. He did that for Summer Swap last year for me, I think it was. So yeah, super happy to have something from him in my display. And then X-23 was in like the first run of Uncanny X-Force, I believe, and I just like how she looks, so I added her in. I don't really feel compelled to add like Warpath or any of those guys. But then again, if they made them, I probably would buy it, to be honest. So yeah, just to fill in the ranks a bit. And then, yeah, Astonishing X-Men in the back. So we got we got Emma and Cyclops last year, sometime last year, not earlier this year. And Wolverine was just a hot claws Wolverine with the claws swapped out, the arm hair painted, and I put some piping on his chest, like as a zipper to match the kind of rest of the aesthetics, and a new head. And then Kitty is a custom that I made, just finished recently. So I'll be posting some more pictures of that pretty soon as well. But yeah, so we're just missing Colossus and Beast on that team. So not too far off. So what my thought is I have a feeling I am most likely going to move Uncanny X-Force to this shelf here, because again, I can also tighten this up a lot and probably get another team in there. And then I will keep Astonishing in the back or move them up to the front maybe. And then I want to leave a big space for an Ultimate X-Men team, because after reading Ultimate X-Men when I was on vacation again after like 10 years, I'm like, man, I really want at least a core group, like at least like Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean Storm, Colossus, Iceman, Beast, probably. But the thing is like, then I'd love to do Magneto, but if I did Magneto, I'd probably then want to do one Quicksilver. So I don't know. We'll see. But at least the Ultimate team I want to do. So yeah, let's just see where everyone's saying here. Let's see. That guy, are you going to do Elixir and Vanisher for that X-Force team? No, I don't think so. At least not right now. I'm not going to. Once we get, to be honest with you, I'm probably going to just let that team sort itself out. Like, I'm happy enough with what I have that if they added more, if they put more out in costumes that match with those costumes, I would buy them. But yeah, if not, then I don't know. I have too much stuff I want to make to just add on little things, right? So yeah, so this is kind of like another double shelf. So this is like my my X-Men villains shelf. And again, I got quite a bit of room to add in here too, believe it or not. It doesn't really look like it, but I've just maneuvered the space well to kind of fill in gaps using big stuff like Sauron and the Sentinel itself. So, and then even down here with all the different Sentinels, like there's, you know, that one whole side, it only holds, you know, there's only a few figures there, really, 2, 4, 6, 8 figures, when I can probably get, you know, a bit more, right? So, oh God, no, that's like asking for, that's like suicide. An armor custom just for a challenge. I don't even know how you would do an armor custom. When they eventually do armor, I'm not sure how that's going to work exactly. So, but yeah. If they made an armor, I would probably buy it just because I'd be curious to see how they pulled it off. So yeah, so this is my Sentinel X-Villain display. So yeah, so we start on this side with some kind of Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, kind of just over the era or over the times. You know, I got Magnetos and Mystiques in there and Toads. That Mastermind is a custom I made. It was supposed to be an easy custom, and then it ended up actually taking me time, but I'm glad I did it because I think it turned out really good. Mafex Magneto. I got Sauron up in the sky there. He's just hanging from a magnet that I put on the other side of the shelf. And then we got our Sentinel. I got my Sentinel holding a 97 Wolverine because I like the figure so much I bought an extra one because I wanted him to be featured in the display as well. I wanted to do more with the Sentinel. Last time he was just kind of standing there. So I thought having him like holding a Wolverine would be cool. So then there's like my Reavers. It kind of all moves into like my Wolverine villains, right? My custom Sabretooth that I did a long time ago. And then yeah, just more Wolverine rogues. Wendigo behind the Sentinel there. And then in the back, I have some X-Force stuff. Strife, Gideon. Gideon's custom made by my buddy New Collector again. Zero and Ahab, which was a custom done by Parasonic long time ago. Ahab barely fucking, like, he needs a flight stand to stand up. And yeah, he doesn't, I can't do anything with him. Like, you can't move his arms or anything. They don't, paint is all caked in there. So, but he looks cool. So, love this pretty boy figure. I did the Gundam marker on Lady Deathstrike, so I filled in all the stripes, which is cool. That blob figure is great. If I ever find another one for a cheap price, I might buy one and use it to make a ultimate blob or an AOA blob, maybe. Got the cool effects from Can of Beams. But yeah, that's my first X-Men villain shelf. And then from there, we go down, Sentinel. And yeah, then you got your Hellfire Club. This is a custom Emma Frost that was done by my buddy Pim Particles. I had to switch out the cape because he had a hard cape on her, and when Blueberry Customs did the Gen X Emma, he gave me a nice, like, soft goods wired cape, so I swapped it with that. So, but the hard shell cape was too hard. Like her knees are really weak, and she kept on falling over, so I had to switch it out. So. And then yeah, then there's my custom morph with the official Hasbro head on it. Put Executioner in there. Extra Archangel with the Death head on it. The paint doesn't match, but you can't really tell. So just really looking for it. Shadow King. This is kind of like my little Sentinel area. Got a Master Mold head, Nimrod. I have my 12-inch Sentinel that I made out of Iron Man from the 12-inch Marvel Legends line. And yeah. I love this shelf because I love that pass-through. It's fucking fun, man. Yeah, very cool. And yeah, that shelf is just like a shelf with a cutout in it. You can kind of see. Right? It worked pretty good. So that is my X-Villain shelf. Oh yeah, this is fun. My Figure Arts Deadpool. I put the Mafex Tony Stark snapping hand on him. Fun. All right, let's see what's happening in the Chizat. Let's see here. Ooh, sorry about that. Spinnies. Spiral's got that boots with the fur. Bill, I'm glad you said this. Bill said I was torn on which blob went with the BAF. Head sculpts on the 60th were just off, in my opinion. I love the head sculpts that come with the 60th blob, like with the new blob. I do. But the old Build-A-Figure head it literally could not be more perfect representation of the comic book look. So if there was a way to make that one work on that blob head, I probably would, honestly. I like it a lot better. But I do like that open mouth head. I do like it a lot. So, but yeah, I would agree. I do like the old head. That guy says for armor, the plastic that figures come in, some clear plastic ornament type things I've seen at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That would be cool, but the problem is how do you articulate it? It's one thing to just make her like a statue. If she's just a statue, then like yeah, that's okay. But I mean, that doesn't appeal to me either. Like if I can't have a figure, I don't want it really. No Tri-Sentinel. I'm not really that into modern comics, and I never got into House of M or House of X and Powers of X. So yeah, I ended up not getting the Tri-Sentinel. So maybe one day if I ever get around to reading it. I know I'll like the story because I've watched videos on it and like what it's about, and it sounds super interesting. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna dive into these shelves now. Again, I know these are probably a little bit less desirable, but these are the ones to cap it off. Oh, I can kind of show you these too. So yeah, the tops of my displays, I've kind of saved for just like random shit that I like, boxes and stuff that doesn't have a home. Like I love this zombie cap, but like I don't really have a home for it. So he lives up there. Same with the Tyrannosaurus. Same with Buzz and Woody. Same with Chester Cheeto. I also really like that Super 7 Dragon Zord. You'll see why I don't have that in my display in a few minutes here. And then I have like the Mattel ring, the wrestling ring. The ring is too big to keep anywhere, so I have to put it away. But I do love the entranceway, so it's up there, just with some extra wrestlers. Again, like these are basically just pieces I bought for fodder that, like, until I need it, I'm just gonna display them. But you know, I bought them because they were like dirt cheap, right? I think I got Brett and Ultimate for like $6 or something. So some Rescue Rangers, and then some Funkos, and then yeah, just again, just my displays on top. Just got some boxes and shit. Let's look at this stuff now. Save the Star Wars for last. So this is my WWE Mattel WWE shelf. I have to hang on. I have to put something here to keep this door open because for some reason it doesn't want to stay open. There we go. So yeah, this is a relatively new collection for me. I have 2 shelves already. It's only been like, it hasn't even been 2 years. But yeah, this collection has grown very fast. It's nostalgic as hell for me. Like I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid, and yeah. So as you can see, the golden age and new generation era stuff is like fucking packed. Because that's really where my love is. Even though I watched more wrestling during the Attitude Era, this is where like all my memories really are. So just again, so colorful. It's the difference, right? Now, early 90s or like late 80s, early 90s, late 90s, 2000s. It's just like super colorful, super dark, all black. Well, not all, but yeah. So I did a lot of like Ultimate Edition upgrades on these figures. So when I started collecting, I said I was only going to collect Ultimate Edition. So what an Ultimate Edition is basically it's like they're like deluxe version of figures. They usually come with like 3 head sculpts, like 3 or 4 sets of hands. If they have like entrance gear, like soft goods or anything, they have those. And then they have like added articulation. So butterfly joints, diaphragm swivel, hinged feet, drop down thighs. So yeah, like a good amount of extra added articulation. But over the time I've been collecting, I have supplemented with Elite figures since they've recently upgraded the Elite figures with like double jointed elbows and stuff. So yeah, I do have some Elites in here too. But I try to upgrade as much of them to Ultimates as I can, but it's not always easy. So like these guys, for example, the Rockers, Shawn Michael, Marty Jannetty, they're like some of my favorites from when I was younger. Those got Ultimate Edition upgrades, so they both have butterflies and diaphragm joints and hinged feet. But yeah, I don't have to go entirely through all of these guys. But yeah, I love this. I love this. Like, look at that Ric Flair, man. Like, it comes with like a fabric robe with the feathers and everything, and it's just fucking good. $1 Million Man. I love this Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Ultimate Warrior. And then that kind of crosses into like new generation era, which is like 93, 92-ish. That's when like the super muscly dudes kind of started phasing out, and we started focusing more on like athletic builds, like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and all those guys. There were still big guys like Diesel and Razor, both big guys, you know. Hawk from Legion of Doom got the Ultimate Edition upgrade. I'm still waiting on a Brock Lesnar figure to do it for Animal, but I don't have it yet. Waiting. That's an Owen Hart custom I made. It's an Ultimate Edition Owen Hart, which I'm super happy with. Owen and Brett were my favorites when I was growing up. Hold a lot of love for those Canadian boys. But yeah, so I just love how colorful these guys are. I'm sad that I'm running out of room already. I'm probably going to have to take out the gobbledygooker and his egg because it takes up a lot of space. But yeah, I like it. Then for Attitude Era, it's a little less busy, but it will fill in pretty quick. I do have RVD coming. I'm going to be getting the Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to go with the NWO, which I know is not WWF, but so I did like a little Heart Foundation. I did a Brian Pillman custom. Taker and Kane. Got Nation of Domination. I did order that new Rock Elite figure for in his Nation costume from the Walmart CollectorCon. I just got that Ultimate Edition Hollywood Hogan, and it is fucking awesome. So goddamn good. And then, yeah, again, some Ultimate Edition upgrades. I did some Hardy Boys. They were one of my favorite tag teams growing up, so they got Ultimate Edition articulation. Got same with Edge and Christian. They both got Ultimate Edition upgrades because they're another one of my favorites. Got The Rock. Got Steve Austin. Chris Jericho custom. DX, Shawn Michaels. So yeah, that's my Attitude Era. I like it. All right, let's see what we got here. That guy says, articulation's a different thing. I'll take my small victories. I'm assuming you're talking about Ultimate Edition? Oh, no, you're not talking about that. You're talking about armor. Articulation with clear plastic rods, I guess. I'll keep you posted. Paul Bear. Yeah, man. That's a recent addition. I couldn't not have Paul Bear because, so like, one of my earliest memories of my dad is like, my dad and I used to watch wrestling. Me and my dad and my brother, we would always watch wrestling, and we would like roughhouse in the basement, right? We would set up, we had like two couches, like a sofa, like a pull-out sofa, and then like a shorter couch. So we would like pull them together to kind of make like a square against the fireplace. So we had like a ring kind of, and then we would like get on top of the couches and like jump off of them and like fight my dad, right? So me and my brother would like double team and try to fight my dad, and he would pretend to be the Undertaker. That was his guy. He always pretended to be, and he had a brimmed hat, a black brimmed hat, and the gray gloves. And as soon as he put the gloves on, he would get into character, and he would be like, he would totally oh shit, man, Harry fell over. I have to fix that. Yeah, so he would like totally get into character. He'd like roll his eyes back in his head, and he would like choke, not obviously really, but like he would like choke slam me and my brother. He would like double choke slam us. He would grab both of us and just like we would jump with him, and it was fucking fun, man. It was a good time. So yeah, I have good memories of Bear and Undertaker, even though they're not favorite wrestlers of mine. They're important to the lore for me because it's a good memory of my dad. So this is my Power Rangers collection. I have 2 shelves, more than I expected to have, but I guess there's a lot. So my primary focus is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which you'll find most of it is right here. So yeah, so on this shelf I have 7 Rangers, white and green included. And then one side I have Zed, the other side I have Rita and her goons. I have a bunch of putties and lots of Monsters of the Week. I also have a couple Grail figures in here. So a couple years ago when I got a bonus and I didn't have a ton of money that I was like, you know, I had extra money. I decided to bite the bullet and finally buy the Soul of Shijoken. Oh, what the fuck is going on in here? Sorry, there's something going on in my fridge. I don't know what's up, but yeah. So I bought these Soul of Chijoken Megazord and Dragonzord. They have die-cast parts. They transform. They're fucking really cool. So that's why I don't have the Super 7 Dragonzord in here, because the Soul of Chijoken was kind of like my priority. So, but yeah. So yeah, I got I repainted iGuy. I got Pudgy Pig. Got Draken. I wanted to do the explosions in the front just because it reminded me of Power Rangers. And then we got Rita and her goons. Hope we get a Squat and Babu still before they call this line done. I know that they're taking a break right now, but hope they eventually come back and give us Squat and Babu. And I'd love to see first movie figures of the Rangers and the slime guy. What the fuck's his name? Ivan Ooze. But yeah, we'll see. But anyways, then there's the Miscellaneous Rangers, which is like everything else. I don't really collect many of the bad guys. I did get a couple Tengu Warriors to go with my Ninja Rangers here. I guess technically that's Mighty Morphin because it's the characters, but yeah. And then same with some of these guys, Omega Rangers. Like a few of them are original Mighty Morphins, but same with Zeo. So yeah, most of my love stems from Mighty Morphin, even the non-Mighty Morphin stuff. Zeo was basically like Mighty Morphin Part 2, right? So, you know, they just changed powers. Then they got the Ninja Turtle Power Rangers. And along the back, I decided to do unmasked, unhelmeted heads of the Mighty Morphin. And I have them all holding their morphers and morphing. I know that technically doesn't make sense because their morphers are on their belts. And technically, when they're morphing, they're not in their costumes. But it just was, it was a way to display them with their helmets off. And I thought it would be kind of cool. And so I rolled with it. You got Alien Rangers right in front of those guys. And then, yeah, like I said, Zeo, Omega, Ninja, Power Rangers. Oh, and the Ninja Turtles, too. So, yeah, those are my Power Rangers. There we go. Oh, and I got these cool Ren and Stimpy figures from Super 7 that I totally love. So fun. Lots of different base plates for them, too. It's awesome. Bill says that eye guy paint job. Thank you. Yeah, when they made him, they didn't paint any of his eyes, like only a few of them. So I was like, yeah, we can't do that. That guy, Paul, is custom. Also, saying great memories with him. That's cool, man. That's awesome. Paul is not a custom. Paul is an official release. He came out late last year. I want to say November or October, maybe. I don't know. This one's gonna be a little bit harder to shoot because there's not a lot of space for me to back up. But this one kind of has like a little extra shelf as well. So yeah, so this is all mostly Star Wars. So I have prequel, original trilogy / Rebels / Rogue One. This is like Mandoverse and sequel. And then break from Star Wars, we have Gargoyles and MCU. And then we have a very small amount of Star Wars left at the bottom. So we'll start with that just because. So yeah, I it's not like I love the movie Solo. This is like my Solo display with a couple Andor figures in it. Yeah, it's not that I love Solo per se. I did like it. Like I don't hate it like everyone else did. I thought it was pretty good. But the reason these figures hold attachment to me is this is one of the first. So it's one of the first times they banged out a full cast like pretty quickly. Like we had that whole team like while Solo was still relevant. And it was also some of the first figures that were using the face printing tech. So I hold these guys in my memory as like some of the best looking Star Wars black figures we ever had, when really it was just because they were like the first ones we were getting. And if you saw Star Wars Black Series before they were doing face tech, the face printing tech, you would understand why I say it. Like they looked fucking horrible. So yeah, so these were like humongous upgrades. And I mean really, like those likenesses are great. Like look at Han and Lando, both. So good. Same with Woody. Like pretty good. Paul Bettany in the back over Chewie's shoulder. But yeah, so that's my Solo stuff. We'll go back up here now, go to more Star Wars. So yeah, this is, like I said, prequel era. So in that would be like Bad Batch and Clone Wars as well. So kind of starts here with all of my Jedi, Jedi Masters, I guess you would say. Padme's there too. Ahsoka's also there. And then we move into some Bad Batch season 1 looks. And then I got a shit ton of clones all along the back. And then in front of them, I have the clone generals, or the Jedi generals for the Clone Wars. I have Obi-Wan, Mace, and Anakin. I have Padawan, Ahsoka. And then, yeah, on this side, I have season 2 Bad Batch looks, which I fucking love. Is anybody watching Bad Batch? Because, man, it is wonderful this season. I'm loving it. Then down here we have like prequel era bad guys, Count Dooku, Cad Bane, Grievous, Maul. I would love to get some more. I would like to fill the shelf out a little bit. Oh, I also painted this. My buddy Sean printed it for me, and this Watto. But yeah, pretty fun. I would like to add like episode 1 Anakin and Padme in here as well. That's coming out. I would also like to add some of the destroyer droids and the Droideka deluxe droids they have or whatever. But this year, because I'm making some cutbacks to collecting, Black Series and Star Wars is kind of one of the first things that I'm kind of halting. So for the time being, I'm going to be kind of putting a halt on these shelves. Like this shelf and this shelf are very full. So like it's easy to put a brakes on those because like it just means I don't have to find room for shit. There are like a couple exceptions to the rule. Like, you know, I probably will buy a proper like Ahsoka series Ezra when it comes out with like his like beard and like his like kind of more like robed look and swap those out. And then like, yeah, if we ever go on clearance, Anakin and Padme, which I'm guessing they will, I might pick them up if I can get them for cheap here. So same with the battle droids. I don't know if the droids will go on sale just because they're army builders. So, but yeah. So yeah, this is my Star Wars original trilogy shelf. And yeah, it kind of has some mixes in there too with some Rogue One and some Rebels too. I didn't really want to put Rebels in here, but I just, when it came down to it, I didn't have space to fit them into prequel, and I had enough space on this shelf, so I made it work. But yeah, so we got original trilogy. Did add some comic book characters in, Aphra and her droids. I also did the Grand Inquisitor in here. He should be with the Rebels, but he just looks better with all his Inquisitors, brothers and sisters behind Vader. I also got Mara Jade in here with Thrawn. I know that is extended universe, but I wanted it in there. I did like to, was looking forward to kind of getting like a Vader versus Luke kind of centerpiece here. So got the figure arts Vader and Luke fighting, which is cool. Oops. I gave Krennic a face paint. He was the only one of the Rogue One group to not get a re-release on the figures, so I decided I would fix it. Got bounty hunters on this side. Moves down to your Rebels team. I got Old Man Rex, which is a custom I made, and his name's slipping my mind at the moment, but another Rebels custom. I fucking love Star Wars Rebels so much. So good. I also love Rogue One. Happy we finally got Bodhi to finish off that team. And it was cool to get Galen or so as well. Yeah, it's a cool shelf. I like this shelf. I guess this is my favorite Star Wars shelf I have. I just love all these figure arts mainline, like the main characters for Star Wars. Yeah, that's original trilogy. Let's just see if we got anything here. Bill says, what Hulk Hogan is that? Are you talking about the NWO one? If you're talking about NWO, that is the newly re-released Ultimate Edition NWO Hollywood Hogan. They upgraded him with better articulation from his first release and a way better skin tone. The other one was like white. This one is like Hogan-esque. If you're talking about this one, this is the Amazon fan takeover Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. Came with 2 different belts and a couple different head sculpts and some pointing hands, and yeah. Bill says, I still think Solo's a great movie. We got robbed of a sequel TV show follow-up. I agree. Everyone just blamed it on episode 9, which I mean, it kind of maybe had to do with episode 9 or whatever was out at the time. Maybe it was 8. I can't remember. But I didn't think there was anything wrong with Solo. I thought it was great. I think people were just mad at Star Wars at the time. So that guy says, I agree. I loved Solo. Bill says that batch is great so far. Classic Hulk. Yeah, so that Classic Hulk is the Amazon exclusive. Fan takeover, I think it's called. You might still be able to get them for retail, or maybe just a little bit above. I think he's about $35.99 or $40.99 maybe USD. So, all right, I'm gonna try to wrap this up pretty quick here and get through these last couple shelves and call it a night. So yeah, so this is my Mandoverse / sequel trilogy stuff. Yeah, I love the Mandoverse stuff. It's been fun to build this lineup, and it's been cool to see them putting out so much stuff for it. There's still, again, quite a few things I would love. Like, again, if they made a Pelimoto, I would have like an Amy Sedaris. I'd have a pretty hard time passing on that. Like, even though I'm saying no more Black Series, she's kind of like a pretty important part of the pieces of the puzzle here, so I would have to probably pick that up. Same with, I'm going to replace that Thrawn in the back there with the Ahsoka one eventually, but for now I have that and it's good enough. This green rabbit is my buddy and I, Opticon Customs. He's one of my closest friends that I chat with pretty much daily. We did a swap one year, and on my list, I told him to do Bucky O'Hare in a realistic Star Wars style. So something that would like fit with the Mandoverse. So we kind of made him into just like space fighter pilot. Like, you know, he's got like the cap on and the, you know, it's very reminiscent of what Bucky O'Hare wore, but he kind of changed up, obviously made it more like tactical, and yeah, pretty fun. Love the head sculpt though. Yeah, so there's like kind of all your Mando stuff. Got some Cad Bane. Got Black Chrysanthemum. Figure arts, Boba Fett and Mayfex, the first one, Mando. To be honest, I haven't bought any more Mando. I shouldn't say that. I bought the first SH Figure Arts Beskar armor, and then I bought the Beskar armor Mayfex, which is this one. And then I bought 2.0 of Beskar armor Bandai Figure Arts, and I still have it. It's like, it's up there somewhere. But yeah, this one ended up being better. But honestly, like, I don't think this one's that great either. I have a hard time paying import prices for single joints, and that's what this guy has, single jointed elbows and knees, and I don't care for it anyway. Oh, sorry, actually just knees. I think his elbows are double, but yeah. But anyways, he's fine, and to be honest, the changes from him season to season they're not big enough that I feel like I need to upgrade every season, so I'm fine with what I got. So, but yeah, there's a Carson Teva figure I made. Just the head, really. I repainted the body too, but so yeah, that's my Mando section. And then this is my sequel section. There's a custom Finn episode 8 Finn, I think, that I kind of made a long time ago. Figure arts, Rey, Kylo, Luke, and Han. And then Mayfex, Phasma. But yeah, nothing crazy. Honestly, the sequel stuff's pretty boring. It'd be the first thing I would ditch if I had to unload some Star Wars stuff. Can't say. Not that I would get anything for it because no one wants it. But yeah. Yeah, I'd probably keep, if I was going to ditch that, I'd probably keep Rey and Kylo, put them on a separate display, and call it a day. Those figures are both pretty fun. So, but yeah, that's my end of my Star Wars stuff. So, see what anyone's saying. Nope, nothing there. Good. Okay, last shelf, guys. And then we're gonna wrap this shit up. So this was supposed to just be Gargoyles, and then once I set it up, I was like, it looks cool, but it looks empty. And then originally the plan was to do Miscellaneous Power Rangers, with a small section for MCU. But when I set up these Power Rangers, I was like, I can't fit a MCU section in here too. So we ended up switching gears, and then Power Rangers or MCU ended up going in here. Not really what I wanted because they don't really mingle well with each other, but whatever. It is what it is. So, but yeah, these Neca Gargoyles are super fucking fun, man. The wings are a pain in the ass, but I have enough of the wing capes that like I can make it work. So only Hudson and Broadway have their wingspans, but as you can see, they're fucking ridiculous, right? But they do look great together. And here's a shelf I can say is pretty much done because I don't plan on getting all the secondary characters from Gargoyles. I'm gonna just leave it at what we have. But yeah, I really like these figures a lot. They're a lot of fun. So, and then this is just the remnants of what I kept for MCU stuff. When I sold off all my MCU stuff, the only thing I really wanted to keep was just a set of like the main Avengers, particularly my import figures, because I really like my import figures. So I have a Mafex Captain America, SH Figure Arts Hawkeye and Black Widow, a Mafex Thor, a Mafex Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and a Figure Arts Hulk. And then I have some Marvel Legends stuff on the side too. Oh, Iron Spider is also Mafex. And then I got these Guardians because I love the Guardians movies, and I was so excited to see them finally get matching uniforms. I did make a Gamora as well, just because I wanted her to be matching with the rest of the crew, because I know she doesn't wear it, but I wanted her to be included. So, but yeah, so that's my small leftover MCU stuff. I was gonna put a Deadpool in there too, but I decided not to. I'm gonna keep Deadpool out so I can use him for figure photography if I ever get back to that. And yeah, you know, I might eventually get an MCU team of X-Men if once they do it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. But yeah, that's kind of my last kind of shelf. And then yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. The tops are basically just spots to put like dioramas. This diorama here was done by my buddy Resilient Customs. It used to live on my desk, my work desk, and it was kind of my backdrop for when I was like shooting pictures of like my work in progresses and stuff. Now it lives up there. And then I have this destroyed city dio that 78 points of articulation did as well. It's nice to not have to keep it in a box, but this elephant is from that Delsum figure my friend made. And then I have parts to do a stage dio, so I can eventually do a Blink-182 set of figures. That'll live up there as well. So that is pretty much a wrap. That is everything. Whew. Okay, let's turn this off. All right, good to go. There we go. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I'm having issues with this. So I have a beer fridge, and for some reason, everything's coming out of it. Like it's all. I need to probably like tip it because it's. Yeah. Anyway, annoying. Thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour. And like I said, if you guys ever have any questions or whatever, don't hesitate to just reach out, and yeah, hopefully I can give you an answer that you're looking for. So, but thank you guys very much for joining. Thank you to those of you in the chat who were very active throughout. Bill, Bad Guy, Sutang, and DK stopped by earlier too. So thank you guys. Daniel Gonzalez as well. Thank you. Hope you guys all have a great night. Have a good week, and yeah, I'll probably do another live stream sometime later this week, doing more work on these original X-Men. I was hoping to get some stuff done tonight, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I want to start the upper torsos. So that'll be the next thing. So, but yeah, thanks again, guys. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.